Hello everyone, Maramic here, and welcome back to part 4 of Maids 2 Deception.
Damn it all. I should have posted Altog and Bogdo at the entrance like I said earlier. Thankfully, you were there to stop those men before they had a chance to get what they came here for. Before I go on, I need to express my gratitude for not only delivering that letter, but also for saving my daughter. Here's 500 gold for the delivery and 1,000 for dealing with those men.
Thank you, but what happens now?
I'm going to need to ask you a big favor, but first I owe you an explanation. Those men were most likely scouts. An attack force will be dispatched when they fail to report back. It will take some time for my assistants from Euphoria Palace to be sent to their assigned locations around Jonestead. I pray that they get here sooner rather than later.
Are you sure these are the same men you've been afraid of all these years?
They must be. Why would anyone be standing outside of the entrance? They were waiting. Not only that, they attacked you on sight. Did you happen across anything interesting they were carrying? Any clues to their identity?
The armor had an emblem with an axe, mace, and tree.
That emblem sounds familiar, though not the one I was expecting. Then again, this isn't the first time the enemy has hired mercs to do their dirty work. I'll do some quick research and see if I can find anything matching your description. Anything else?
I found this assassination order on their bodies.
There you have it. The proof is all there that they were here for me. They were even ordered to attack enemy scouts. That explains why they didn't bother to ask questions when they saw you with Kasha. My daughter has the looks of an Ashen. Most of the assistance I'm requesting from Euphoria Palace is Ashen. And since most of the Ashen here in Skyrim have links to the palace, well, you can fill in the blanks for me there.
I need to know who we're up against.
You have been patient with me. Thank you. What I'm about to tell you is difficult. Too much is at stake for me to say it with ease. About 200 years ago, around the time of the Oblivion Crisis, there was an incident involving a certain legendary hero you might have heard of. The hero of Kvatch, the champion of Cyrodiil.
And it gives you options of, yes, he was the hero who saved the Empire, or yes, she was the hero that saved the Empire. Basically, whichever one you played when you played Oblivion. So yes, he was the hero who saved the Empire.
Indeed, he went by many names, given many honorary titles. Some say he even managed to unite many of Cyrodiil's guilds under his command. The details have been lost in time. The point is that he was no stranger to answering the calls for help from Cyrodiil's citizens. That is where my family comes in. One of my ancestors was captured by an Argonian mercenary named Disan. The bastard did wretched things to the women he captured, enslaved, tortured, and mutilated them. At the end of the day, they were locked up in his own private palace to perform favors for anyone who was willing to pay. They had no choice. All of them had been poisoned and under the influence of sap of unique history from the depths of Argonia. Their wills bent by the men who bought their services.
What happened to your ancestor?
She had a sister, a traveling maid that stumbled upon the champion's home in Coral. The sister had also been poisoned and begged the champion to rescue the captured woman. The champion obliged and confronted Disan.
Now, you got two choices here. Let me guess. Dasan was killed by the champion. Let me guess the champion let Dasan live. This choice is based on if you played Sexy Maids of Oblivion, which you had these two choices to choose from. Me, I chose the let me guess. Dasan was killed by the champion. Because I cut that fucker up.
Correct. The champion knew that Disan was too dangerous to keep alive, so he killed him in his own private chambers. Unfortunately, the other women in the palace were forced to remain. All those who left the palace were doomed to suffer from an endless life of embarrassment as the sap removed all inhibitions and amplified their urge for pleasure. My two ancestors went on to serve as the champion's maids at no cost as a token of their appreciation. Eventually, they all parted ways. The champion, like all legendary heroes that came before, vanished. But my family had been given hope and were destined to grow. Then Project Purity stepped in.
Project Purity?
A clandestine organization that has been around for a very long time. It is composed of some of the best mages, alchemists, and philosophers in Tamriel. They were the ones pulling Disan's strings, giving him the gold and resources to expand along the path they desired. At least until he was killed by the champion. Anyway, the champion's interference upset them, so they took it out on my family as an act of revenge. Generations of my family have been wiped out. Wives, husbands, and children. All gone. My mother and father, dead because of Purity's despicable acts of warfare. Now, only Kasha and I remain.
And now they're back.
God, how long has it been? I never came face to face with Purity my entire life. They go dormant every decade or two, but they always come back. We thought my father had defeated them once and for all, but then the West-Weald massacre happened. Damn, I'm rambling again. Must be the old age. But I hope I satisfied your curiosity. I still have to tell you about that favor.
I feel that you did not tell me the whole story.
Of course not, but time is of the essence. You don't need to know Euphoria Palace's connection to all of this, or the time when the champion ventured into Valhalla, and... Oh, the favor. Right. Purity, or whatever merc group they've hired this time, is on their way. Jonestead simply isn't the safest place to be right now. There is a campsite north of Windhelm. It is in close proximity of a group of trusted friends. I need you to take Kasha there immediately. Once camp is set up, she will need to wait there until I send word that it is safe to come back to Jonestead.
What about the rest of the town?
I'll warn Alto, Bogdol, and Christie to expect trouble. They seem to be the most capable fighters if the worst-case scenario occurs. I'll have Wash tell the others to stay inside and lock their doors. As for weapons, let's just say that word got around that a certain pair of orcs may have stashed some axes beneath their house floorboards. I promise that I'll try to have everything secured soon enough. Now you must promise me that no matter what happens, you'll protect my daughter.
I promise.
Good. I'm counting on you, friend. Don't let me down.
Alright. So, a little background there. The events he was talking to refer to the stuff that happened in the first Sexy Maids for Oblivion. But a little update on that. It has been revamped. In fact, the day after I posted the first video, the author put up a new version of Sexy Made for Skyrim that was not X-rated. So hopefully, I mean, I'll take a look at it and see what elements have been removed and whatnot, and hopefully we'll be seeing that on the channel sooner rather than later. But on to the story.
What did my father say?
I'll tell you when we get to the campsite.
Campsite, huh? Fine. Lead the way.
Hmm. Yeah, let's see if she has anything different to say. Whoa.
Sorry, I'd rather not talk right now. Let's just go to the campsite.
Okay. So, again, I'm not going to bore you with the trip to the campsite. Alright, here we are at the campsite, finally.
Looks like someone has been here recently. Can you cook something up with the food I brought? I'll try to get a fire going in the meantime.
Meal for Kasha. Here are the recipes you requested. I know you really wanted a recipe for elsewhere fondue, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I will take all of that.
Everything is set up. Were you able to cook up anything?
What would you like to eat?
There's a list of recipes in the bag I got from Madado. I would love some tomato soup.
Tomato soup it is.
Everything is set up. Were you able to cook up anything?
Here's some
I
tomato
love
soup.
tomato soup. Thank you so much.
Are you ready to talk?
About what?
About what your father told me.
Should I know at a time like this? When Jonestead could be under attack as we sit here out in the middle of nowhere?
Hmm. It may ease your mind.
If you say so. I'm more concerned about what's going on right now, but some explanation after all these years will help.
Explain.
I'm speechless. This entire time, my family has been hunted down for something that happened 200 years ago? For being saved? Why? That doesn't even make any sense. How can this Project Purity be so cruel? And my father... Gods, I had no idea. Why didn't he tell me?
Your father didn't want you to be afraid.
I could have handled it. I'm only shocked because he's not here right now. For the second time in my life, he's not here. The one time I need him the most, and he's gone.
Don't worry, Kasha. We'll see your father again soon.
I really hope so. I hate doing this. Sitting here when we could be back in town, help it. All I can do is worry about my father and the rest of Jonestead. Who knows what's going on?
You need to get some sleep.
Yes, at least I get as much as I can. It won't be easy. In this cold, I'm so used to the warmth of Jonestead. Even with this fur coat, I'm still freezing. So much for my Nord heritage, huh?
Bringing friends is one thing, but it'll take a lot more for love to bloom. You can be the best of friends with Kasha, but the worst of lovers, and vice versa. Saying and doing the right thing at the right time will determine whether Kasha sees you as more than just a friend. By flirting and performing selfless heroic deeds, you may gain romance points, RP. Do the opposite, and you may either gain or lose RP depending on the situation. Okay.
So cold.
Here, I have a pelt you can borrow and use as a blanket.
For me? How sweet. That takes care of that problem. But there is something I'd like to ask you.
What is it?
If it isn't too much to ask, can you, spend the night here at camp? I know that technically wasn't part of your assignment. To stay here with me, and yeah, sure that you're a busy person, but it sure is dangerous to be up here all alone.
The answer is yes. Of course I'll stay.
You will? Thank you so much. I hope it isn't too cold out for you, but since you're Nord, I shouldn't worry.
I better get some sleep. Oh, and our next meal is on me if we don't get a message before then.
I just want to say, if like the voice actress ever watches this walkthrough, that man, she did a great job. Okay, so I did say to get some sleep, right? Quest. Yes, go to sleep in the camp. Talk to the courier.
Thank the gods I found you. I have news of Jonestead. Marcus was right. Those two men you faced outside, they were scouts. And now Jonestead is under attack. I was able to slip through the blockade the moment they infiltrated the town. Before I left, Marcus asked me to tell the both of you to come back. You must save Jonestead before it's too late.
How many casualties?
Only one. They're taking hostages. I saw them drag Bosca out of the warehouse as they brought Zunza's kid, John, out in front of him. They demanded to know the whereabouts of some of Marcus's friends, since the old man wasn't spilling any details. Bosca refused, and insisted that they take his life instead of the kid's. So they did. Poor Argonian. He died a hero.
Marcus is alive?
Yeah, but they have him tied up inside his house. Probably torturing him into revealing his valuable secrets. He kept crying out for Kasia, but damn, the disgusting sounds of flesh being pummeled by fists drowned out his screams.
Kasha and I will return immediately.
Please hurry. Who knows what they will do with the hostages, whether or not their demands are met. I have to go. I just need to get away from all of this madness.
Don't worry, we'll save Jonestead.
Thank you. I'm just a lowly courier, but I made some friends there during my visits. I hate to abandon them in their time of need, so I pray that you can save them in my place. Good luck, and may fortune favour your blade.
We have to go. Now.
Maybe you should wait here while I...
No way! I'm not spending another second stuck in this camp. I can help you. Maybe distract them while you move in for the attack. Anything. If they took my father as hostage, then they're going to want me alive. They're only attacking because of my family. I will not let them destroy Jonestead, and I will not let them kill my father.
This is obviously a trap. Don't let your guard down and stay close.
I'm with you all the way. We can lay out our plans once we get into town. Now let's hurry up and get to Jonestead.
Alright. You have anything else to say? Probably not.
No stalling. We need to get to Jonestead.
Yep. Alright, we'll end part 4 right here and pick up part 5 at Jonestead. See you guys later.